So we'll start in a sec. I'm just logging into some of these sports book accounts, and then we can get it going and hit some profitable bets. What else do I need? Okay, so that's good. And hit some profitable. This looks like it's set up properly. Okay, let's hit some freaking bets. 1 second. Okay. Cool. Let's hit some bets. I'm going to share my screen. We'll talk about some of the good promos today, as well as, make some money prop betting. So we've said this before, or I've said this before. There's a bit.ly link on YouTube with all of the open bets I've placed during these live streams. It's literally just a bit.ly link. You'll see me put bets in here as we hit bets, and then we'll track our profit and loss. It's shareable, so you can kind of like track along. You can tail bets, and you can see the profit stack higher and higher and higher. So in like 2 weeks or whenever since we started this, we're up 3.8K, not particularly bad. And our expected profit, so you can see on this OddsJam EV page, this percentage, that's your expected return, right? So if you bet $100 on Clint Capella under 1.5 assists, that's, in $8 in EV, $8 of profit margin you're gaining, right? And there's no fancy, crazy stuff going on at OddsJam. This isn't a crazy model. All we're doing is taking the odds from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, Pinnacle, and comparing it to other sportsbooks to try to find good betting opportunities, right? OddsJam is constantly scanning the markets for you. All these lines on Caesars, on DraftKings, on TwinSpires, on WinBet. So I'm in Arizona, so these are the books I'm using. Constantly scanning the markets, just trying to find for you the bets that are actually good enough where the VIG, doesn't, where the odds are in your favor, right? Because usually sportsbooks, right, they charge the VIG, they charge the juice, and the bets aren't good. So what OddsJam is doing is it's looking for these line discrepancies and trying to show you the few, hints of gold out there. And there's live betting, all different things. So like, for example, here you can see, Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, has this AO guy under 3.5 rebounds, minus 107, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. You can get this plus 115 on Caesars, right? So the most important calculator on OddsJam is this zero VIG calculator. So what we can do is take the market on Pinnacle, how all sportsbooks make money, right, is they charge the VIG, they charge the juice. So what you want to do as a sports bettor is remove the VIG, remove the juice to get an indication of the true odds, the fair odds, the true line, the true odds, whatever you want to call it, zero juice odds. There's a lot of different terms for it, right? So if we put in Pinnacle's market, we can see the fair price on this Desanmu, I don't know who he is, under 3.5 rebounds is plus 102. And we're getting plus 115 on Caesars, which means this bet is positive EV with a 6.33% profit margin. So that's all we've been doing in these videos. We're up 3.8K. Again, there's a bit.ly link on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, go to the description of this live stream. There's a link that'll take you to this live, betting sheet, and you can kind of like follow along. We have some open bets open, for soccer, for UFC on February 5th. Tons of bets open. So we're just gonna hit some more bets. Pretty simple. Now, I will say there's a good promo on FanDuel, TNT Thursdays. You place a 3+ leg same game parlay on either the Suns-Hawks game or the Lakers-Clippers game, and FanDuel just gives you $10. Doesn't matter if your bet wins or loses. You place a 3-leg same game parlay with odds greater than plus 400, FanDuel just gives you $10. You literally cannot lose money with this, right? Just go to this same game parlay tab. I mean, literally select whatever, like 3 random things, make sure it's above, plus 400 odds, and you're good to go. You bet 10 and FanDuel's just going to give you $10. It's impossible to lose money. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then Caesars has a good promo as well. And of course, they keep logging me out, which is a little frustrating. So we'll see if there's a good bet on FanDuel first. So here's a good bet, right? This is an ARB between FanDuel and Caesars. Kevin Herter over 12.5 points is plus 134 on FanDuel. So we can try to go quickly and get this bet down. So if we go to the Hawks game, and again, like the sports betting market is dynamic, right? These odds are constantly changing around as sharp action comes in, as players get injured, all different sorts of things. So you can see it's down to plus 128. So maybe we'll skip it. But we're not going to be able to get in on all the good bets, right? Because these lines are constantly moving. They're in flux, but it takes like freaking 12 seconds to check an odd. So you're not going to be able to get in on every great bet, whether it's positive EV, whether it's a middle, whether it's an ARB. But what you will be able to do is obviously just like get in on enough good bets. And we'll go here, and then we can go here, and then we can go here as well. And you can see as well, WinBet, whenever I bet, they just give me more money. For placing, bets. That's called rewards credit. DraftKings does the same thing right here with these crowns. So what's pretty cool is you can redeem it for money. So this is literally just from yesterday. I'm also getting $370 from DraftKings just for all my bets. So make sure you redeem those. And then WinBet, make sure you get your free bet if you've been betting on WinBet. So then, this is another free feature. There are a lot of free features on OddsJam, but one free feature is the free bet conversion calculator. So you go here, you go to low hold filters, you type in WinBet, and this shows you the best free bets out there, right? So you go to conversion percentage, and this will show you, hey, if you wanted to convert your $100 free bet into $67.11 without having any risk, you can put your $100 free bet on this Arkansas State, Little Rock Trojans, where it says free play line. And then it will tell you hedge on DraftKings, which has Louisiana minus 280, $187. And you're going to earn a risk-free 67.11% return. That is called free bet conversion. Or you can just essentially you want your free bets to be at high odds. So what you can also do is just go to the plus EV page and look for a few legs from WinBet, right, that are positive EV. So this bet is positive EV under 227 points in the Pistons Timberwolves game with an EV expected return of 1.65%. So we can go here, and then we can go to Pistons, and then under 227 is what I want. And then we can look for, is there anything else on WinBet? Yada, 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 yada. We'll see if we can find anything else on WinBet to include. Bulls plus 145. So we'll go here. I'll add in Bulls plus 145. So I have two bets. They're mathematically profitable. I'm parlaying them together. So my parlay is mathematically profitable. And what I'm going to do is see if I can find one more leg from WinBet over 224 in the Warriors game. So Warriors game over 224. It already moved up to 225. So I'll skip over that. And, is what it is. I think this is, plus 368, not super high, but I mean, it's a $5 free bet. So whatever, you just want your free bets to have as high odds as possible, mathematically speaking, to maximize the return. So we'll go here. I'll place this free bet. And again, this is a free feature of OddsJam, this low holds page. The bet tracker is free, and the bet tracker is really cool because it shows you when you beat the closing line, right? As a sports bettor, the only way to make money in the long run as a sports bettor is to consistently beat the closing line. Now, you're not always, sometimes lines will move against you. You won't beat the closing line, but you want to see more green than red, right? Green is good. You beat the closing line, right? I had LeBron James in this Kings game on January 12th. Under 7.5 assists, minus 115. The odds closed, the zero vig line, the zero juice line, the true odds, the fair odds closed minus 134. So my bet had positive closing line value, right? I got minus 115 and the market closed minus 134, right? It's like if you buy something for $5 some stock and then it's $7 at the end of the day, like that was a good trade for the day. So it's very similar in sports betting. You want to generate positive CLV. Jimmy Garoppolo over 1.5 passing touchdowns. This cashed plus 150. The closing line, fair price, was plus 135. You know, this cash, this cash, this cash, this bet lost, but whatever. So we can go here, and then we can go back to the plus EV page, and let's hit some bets, and I'll stop talking for a sec. So here we can see a bet, plus 152. It's an ARB between FanDuel and Caesars. It has 6.25% return to the zero vig line from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, which is only giving you plus 124. So that seems like a great prop bet to add in to the mix. And we can go here, and then I want to go to rebounds, and then I want Grant over 5.5. So again, do I know anything about this guy? No. Do I care? No. All I know is the data supports it. And you can see this one we missed as well. It's down to plus 128, which doesn't seem as good. So there are a few bets on Caesars. Miami Heat, first half point spread, minus 105. Let's try to get in on this. So let's go here. This bet has an EV percentage of 5.13%. So we'll go here. We'll go to NBA. I want to go to halves, and then I want to go to Heat. -4, minus 105. We'll throw 250 on it. So we have our first positive EV bet placed. So I'll add this to my bet tracker because I want to know, am I beating the closing line, right? The most important indicator of if you're going to make money long-term as a sports bettor. So we bet that 5.13% return. So we'll go here. The EV percentage is 5.13%. So we bet $250 on it, which means our expected profit is roughly, $12.50. And this is Heat -4 first half. $12.83 in expected profit. So we continue to see the sum of expected profit march higher. This number, net profit, will have swings, right? We can't win every day as a sports bettor. Right now we're running hot, right? The only thing you have control of is the sum of expected profit, which is basically every bet from the plus EV page, right? So we'll hit refresh here. There are some live bets. So if you want to, you can live bet, but lines move a lot faster. So we just placed our first bet. So that's pretty cool. DeRozan over 25.5 points. Can I get in on this? FanDuel seems like they move their odds the quickest, but I'm going to try. So we want DeRozan over 25.5 points. So boom, I got it. And then I'm going to throw 250 on it. Boom. Second positive EV bet placed. And this bet even has a better return. 5.42% return to the zero vig line, right, from the sharpest sportsbook in the world. This is an ARB between FanDuel and Pinnacle, right? 22 cents of market width. The line on Pinnacle is -136, plus 114. That's their market. So once we remove the juice, remove the vig, the true odds, the no vig odds, the fair odds is -123. And we got this -110. Which is a good bet, obviously. So we have DeRozan over 25.5 points. So this was at -105. This is at -110. Over 25.5 points. And then we can go back here to the positive EV page. Oh my God, lines are ripping higher in the Hawks Suns game. So we'll scroll over to WinBet. Can I get in on this? Boom. Let's throw 250 on it. And then we have another positive EV bet placed, right? We're just day trading sports. There's no complicated shenanigans going on here. And then let me log back into Caesars very quickly. So we'll go back here and then let's see. Sorry. I'm not sure why Caesar's logging me out now with this software, but it'll be what it is. So let's log back in. So I'm going to go here, and then I want to type in this. So now we have two bets placed. We have DeRozan over in points. And then we have this bet over 227. Now it already jumped to 228.5 in the Hawks Suns game. So we have this bet right? The sharpest sportsbook in the world has this minus 132 and is ripping freaking higher in the Hawks Suns game, and we got minus 110, right? That is insane value. There's no picks, there's no BS on OddsJam. It's none of that. It's just data, right? And I think this was 5.63% for DeRozan over, and then we have this, which means our expected profit here is again roughly $14. Our expected profit on the Suns bet is 5.48%. So essentially, we now have 3 uncorrelated bets with an expected profit margin of, we'll sum these 3 numbers, with an expected profit margin of $40. So I'm $40 richer in terms of EV, right? So Hawks, Suns, over 227. We have this minus 110. I'm going to take a sip of my alcoholic drink. And wow, you can see like lines freaking ripping now. Now this is minus 141. Lines are blasting higher in the Hawks Suns game, right? The people who make money sports betting are the ones looking at data, looking at line movements. It's not these square freaking Twitter handicappers. So this is now 8.49%. But at the time of placing my bet only had like 5.5% edge. But I got lucky because lines continue to move in my favor. And let me shut up so I can place this bet on Caesars before they frickin' log me out again. So we'll go here, positive EV, Spurs Heat, Devin Vessel, no idea who this guy is. Don't care, just trust the data. The sharpest sportsbook in the world has this minus 124, and I'm picking up plus 110. Let's frickin' get it. So we're going to go to the Spurs game. And then I want to go to this Devin Vessel guy. And then I need to find player 3s before the line moves, trying to move quick because this is an incredible bet. And we're going to go here. And then I want to go to Spurs. And then I want to go to Devin Vessel under 2.5 and throw my standard unit on it, $250. Boom. Now we have 4 uncorrelated bets. They're all mathematically profitable. The sharpest sportsbook in the world has this minus 124. We're getting plus 110. Insane value, right? Absolutely insane. So we have Devin Vassell under 2.5 threes. And this has 8.6% edge. It's plus 110 odds on Caesars. So 0.086% edge. So, you know, now we have 4 uncorrelated bets. They're all mathematically profitable, right? And the sum of expected profit is $62. I'm $62 richer in terms of EV, right? Not every bet's going to win, but like your goal as a sports bettor should be to place maybe like 5, 10, 12 positive EV bets per day. And you're like forming your own little sports betting hedge fund, right? That's what you're doing using the OddsJam Plus EV page. You're identifying value odds that are essentially too good to be true. And again, the general concept behind Plus EV betting is, right, whenever you have an ARB, like we do here in the Spurs Heat game, we have an ARB between Pinnacle and DraftKings. If you don't know what an ARB is, go to the blog, learn about it. Ooh, we got a Joe Burrow passing attempts ARB as well. I wonder what's the good side there. Long story short, whenever you have an ARB, like I could place a bet on both DraftKings and Caesars, right? And I would earn a risk-free profit of, 0.97%, which may not mean much to you, but what it does mean is there has to be a profitable bet here, right? There can't be risk-free money if there's not a profitable bet. So what you're doing as a sharp sports bettor, as a smart sports bettor, is you're looking at the betting lines, the whole betting market, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the good bet here, right? So here, the sharpest sportsbook in the world has this minus 124. So if we had a Pinnacle account, I'm in the US, I can't. But if we had a Pinnacle account, we could place a bet on both sides and earn a risk-free profit, right? But Pinnacle allows arbitrage betting. They're the sharpest frickin' sportsbook in the world, right? Literally. So you use this information to be like, well, I don't want to bet against Pinnacle, and we know there has to be a good bet here. So obviously Caesars is the mathematically profitable bet, right? That is positive EV betting at the core. So lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff here. So you can see Joe Burrow here. It's like, do we want to ARB it? Do we want to bet the under 37.5? I don't know. Maybe we should just arb it. Why not, right? So we can go here, and then we can go to football. Why not? I haven't placed an arb in a tiny bit. We can go to Super Bowl. I want to go to passing props, and then I want to go to completions. Nope. I want to go to pass attempts. Over 30.7.5 plus 130. And then here I can go to this. And then I want to go to player props. And then I want to go to passing attempts under 37.5. And this may not seem big, but you have to remember, right, this game's, I guess, 10 days away, and you're earning a risk-free 1% essentially on your capital, right? So if I bet, let's say, $250 on this, it's going to tell me bet roughly $320 on Caesars. You're $556 richer, right? So what I'll do is I'll actually just, why not? So we'll hit this, 250. We'll hit this, 320. And now I'm going to be, $5 richer, which may not seem like a lot. But the point is, you do this with a lot of bets, it adds up, right? It's all about seeing it add up. I'm $5 richer, and I'm going to get that $5 back. One of these bets is going to win. One of these bets is going to lose, right? If Burrow has over 38 passing attempts, then my bet on DraftKings will win. I bet $250 at plus 130 odds. So I'm going to get $575 back on DraftKings, right? But I'm going to lose my bet on Caesars, right? So 275, or I apologize, 325 of profit. This payout includes our stake of $250. So if $325 now on DraftKings will be $325 richer on DraftKings, $319.44 poorer on Caesars. So we're up 556. And then it's the same thing if he goes under, right? We'll have $575. We'll be up a certain amount of profit, but like 255.56, and we'll lose $250 on DraftKings. So that's what an ARB is, right? You're earning a risk-free return where you earn risk-free money regardless of what happens. So here I have an ARB on Joe Burrow passing completions or passing attempts. I apologize. So this is, and you never know when these things are going to occur, right? So you really need to sit on OddsJam as much as possible, right? So this is Caesars DraftKings. And this is literally just a risk-free profit. So I'm just going to add in 556, 556. I'm 556 richer. If you're confused, go to the blog. We actually have a full YouTube video, I believe, on this as well. You can just go in here, and then we can zoom out a little bit, and we can look up arbitrage. You can see, there's a video and a ton of info on it that you can kind of scan through to learn about it. So we can go back to the Plus EV page, or we can go to the ARB page. I mean, either one works. So we can see, if we go here, OG Ananobi, this bet on WinBet has 5.5% EV. So, minus 115 seems pretty damn good, right? It's an ARB to FanDuel. It's an ARB to Twin Spires. We could do the same thing and make a risk-free profit. But positive EV betting is inherently more profitable than arbitrage betting by definition, right? So if you're arbitrage betting, you're just losing money in the long run, but your profit is risk-free or whatever. So player rebounds, OG Ananobi, under 5.5. Rebounds minus 115, 2% edge. It's an ARB to FanDuel and Twin Spires, though. So one of these bets has to be good. If we're going to bet on any one, we want to place this bet on WinBet. So screw it. I mean, I'll throw a little on it. Let's have some fun. So I'll throw 250 on it. Let's get it. And WinBet's going to log me out. I already bet this Joaquin Buckley guy. But anyways, free features on OddsJam is odds comparison. You need multiple sports books. Go to YouTube. Look at all the sports books in your state, right? This is why the U.S. is so fascinating, is all these different states have different sports books. So go to OddsJam, go to the YouTube, click all the links, sign up for all the sports books in your location. You need sports books to be successful. You can see some of these bets are on WinBet. Some of these bets are on FanDuel. Some of these bets are on Caesars. And what's best of all is all of these sports books have sign-up bonuses, right? So on Caesars, you bet $20 and they give you, when your first bet is $20, they just give you $300. Freaking give you $300. Which isn't even close to the best sign-up bonus there is right now. Some are much better. It's free $300 basically. You bet 20, they give you 300. Insanely profitable, right? Granted, it's in free bets, but like still like insanely profitable. So you need multiple sports books, first of all, because all these sports books have different odds, and you need to be getting the best odds. If I didn't have Caesars, I couldn't have placed this insanely profitable bet on Devin Vassell, right? So you need multiple sports books, first of all, just to even ever be a profitable sports bettor, right? If I'm placing bets, let's say, on the Spurs at, plus 253, when I have plus 271 available in my location, you're literally guaranteed to lose money in the long run. No sports bettor wins every time, right? And these differences in odds, even though it may only be 4, 5, 6%, 3% even, 2% even, are what make all the difference in whether you make $10,000 sports betting this year or you lose $10,000 sports betting this year. All that matters at the end of the day is the odds you're getting, right? You'll win some bets, you'll lose some bets. It's all about how much you make when your bets win and how much you lose when your bets lose. And the only way to do that is to always be line shopping and making sure you're getting the best number in your location, right? So tired. And then all these sports books also have promos, right? Like this free $10 freaking lottery ticket is on FanDuel. You bet $10 on a same game parlay, they give you $10. You literally can't lose money. But this isn't on Caesars, right? You need FanDuel to use it. So more sports books. So go to the YouTube, click all the links in the description. First sports books in your state will take you to the highest available sign-up bonuses for that sports book. I'm thinking what else? So UFC parlay insurance, maybe we'll hit this. Place a 4-leg, so I can go to MMA odds, place a 4-leg parlay with cash on UFC fight night, greater than plus 300 odds. If one leg loses, you get back $25. So we've discussed this promo before, but it's really good, right? It's objectively really freaking good. So if we go here and we type in parlay insurance, you'll see we have an article that like lays out the math for you. We analyze the promo with Python and go through the math. It's really good. So we should bet it. So I have to find a few good legs. For UFC fights this weekend. So I'll go here and then I want to go to MMA. Please don't log me out. Please don't log me out. You already logged me out. You already logged me out. Don't like those two guys. So we'll go here, and what you can do is you can just like look for good lines on FanDuel. And ideally, to maximize value, you want the odds to be as close to minus 200 as possible, right? Because I believe that's the minimum odds you can bet for this promo. So if you're going to do it and just not even, look at the odds, it'll still be profitable, but you want your legs to maximize value to be as close to minus 200 as possible. So what we can do is you can just kind of like freaking, scan around and be like, okay, like where can I get lines close to, that are close to minus 200? And that maximizes the value, right? Regardless really of what you're betting, this promo is going to be profitable. It's really just, you can see like in an ideal world, all of your legs would be as negative as possible, right? So, but according to the terms, which are always there, is each leg must have minus 200 odds to qualify. So that's really the best we can do. So the Suns play at 5:30, so that's pretty cool. And we can go to MMA. And then what we can do is just like look for some value lines on FanDuel, as well as just lines that are close to minus 200, right? So this is kind of annoying, but it's still a good leg to include, is this Soriano guy. What's annoying is we'd never bet him minus 200 on its own without this promo, right? Because literally there's 3 other sports books giving us minus 190. That's a guaranteed way to lose money as a sports bettor, is placing bets at minus 200 when, sports books are when another sports book in your location, which is literally just a tab click away, is giving you minus 190. But for the sake of this promo, like, we'll bet it. And then we can see what else. What else is close to minus 200? What about this AJ Dobson guy? How's minus 152? So we can type in Dobson. Minus 152 seems decent. The second best sports book is DraftKings, giving you minus 150. Yeah, kind of close. What about this Carlos Oldberg guy? We can see this. Minus 198. F it. Why not? Well, this fight's on February 12th, so I actually want to avoid this. Both of them. This is for this weekend. So what I'm going to do is, how about this Gore guy? Actually, you have a bet on this Gore guy. Thanks to OddsJam. Well, minus 168 is a terrible price, so I'm going to avoid that. But you can see, I have this guy freaking minus 120. Thank you, OddsJam. When lines open for UFC, it was ripping in his favor. So I have this guy minus 120. His currently the market on him. So this is really the power of OddsJam, right? So first of all, we have him minus 120. DraftKings for $300 roughly. DraftKings, you can get this other guy who he's fighting, Brian Battle, for plus 140. So if I wanted to, I'm not gonna, because it reduces the profit margin. But if we go to a calculator, an arbitrage calculator, we have this guy minus 120 for $300. He's now plus 140 on DraftKings. I could earn a risk-free $20. OddsJam made me a risk-free $21 if I just bet $230, on DraftKings, right? It's an art. You're getting plus 140 on one book. You're betting $100 to win $140 of profit. You only have to bet $120 on FanDuel at the time of placing this bet to win back $100. So, again, the only thing I'll kind of say over and over is get multiple sports books. That's what you need to be successful as a sports bettor. All states have different sports books, so just go to YouTube, click all the links in the description, sign up for all the sports books in your location. That is how you take your sports betting to the next level. Is you need more sports books. You need more outs as a sports bettor. So what we can do is we can continue to go through, earn free bets. So Caesars added some new promos, so I guess that's cool. And then we can continue to go down. What was I talking about? Oh, I think I need a couple more legs for this UFC parlay. So, how's Philip Rowe minus 126? We can just kind of see. So Miles Johns minus 200. Again, it's not a great price, but whatever. I also already have this guy plus 215 from earlier because I freaking crushed it thanks to OddsJam. I have him plus 215. I think I bet him a couple times thanks to OddsJam. Yeah, I have this. Now I have him bet plus 194. So whatever. I'll take a little bit, kind of hedging out of it, whatever. It's not a great price. The plus 194 I think is good, but we need, to bet on this for the promo. So we can go here and then we can go to MMA and we can continue to kind of look around, see what else is out there. And again, what's optimal is you find 3 amazing lines on OddsJam. So this fight to go the distance seems pretty good. Minus 122. Regardless of what you're betting, this promo is going to be profitable. Of course, there are ways to maximize value and, squeak out a little bit of extra profit margin. You could, sit on OddsJam and wait until there's 4 legs exactly at minus 200 and they all seem pretty good. But regardless, this promo is profitable and I just don't feel like wasting that much time. Then we're going to have Gordon versus Bondar under 2.5 rounds. Let's add that as the final leg. And then we're going to go here, round props under 2.5 minus 150. And I'm going to hit this. So exactly one leg loses. We get our money back. So that's pretty cool. Then we can go back to the plus EV page, the most powerful page literally in the world. And we can see, wow, OG Anunoby plus 140. I mean, insane profit margin. So we can go back here and I'm going to hit done. And then I'm going to be like, okay. And then what team is this guy on? I have no idea who he is. You go to the Raptors game. And then we have player rebounds. And then we have, who are we trying to bet on? OG Anunoby over 5.5. OG, come on. Over 5.5 plus 140. Think it's incredible. They're going to limit me to 107.15. Please don't change. Boom. Got it down. So we just got down an insane bet, 107.15. Add it to my bet tracker. The most important thing you do. This is literally a free feature. Free frickin' feature on OddsJam. So it looks like markets, there's some value on Caesars in the player assist for this guy, and an insane bet on FanDuel on the rebounds market. 9.07% return. We could go ARB this with WinBet if we wanted to. If you want to see an ARB in action, we can just go to player rebounds. I already think we bet this guy's under minus 125. I don't really remember. Did I bet his under? I don't remember if these were the only bets I placed on the live stream. So let me log back into WinBet quickly because I obviously want to track my profit and loss from this correctly. And I forget if I already bet something. So we can go in here and then we can go to OG. Man, this guy's causing me trouble. Can't pronounce his name. Have no idea who he is. And no, I don't. I think these are the only bets I have opened. If that's incorrect, please just email us. Obviously, not trying to, screw up my profit and loss sheet because my bet would probably hit because I have the mathematical edge. So I placed this bet. We're on. I don't even want to try to pronounce his name. I don't care. I don't know anything about this guy. It's just math. So we have Anunoby over 5.5 rebounds plus 140. And this bet has 9.07% edge. What did FanDuel limit me to? They're like, yo, you've made too much money off us. We'll give you 107.15. And I'm like, okay, word. And this bet has 9.07% edge, which means, I'm roughly $10 richer in EV. So basically today I placed 5 plus EV bets with a total expected profit margin of 71.82. So I'm 71.82 richer in expectancy. And then I also earned a 5.56 risk-free on that Burrow ARB. So my sum of expected profit is, 17.58. My actual net profit is 3.85K. Again, this is in a Bitly link. If you check out the Bitly link on YouTube in the description and all the sportsbook sign-up links, check those out as well. So we can go back here. We can refresh this page. And you can see, there's just so many bets. I could literally sit here all day. We just bet this plus 140. It's down to plus 132. This Ricohen Holmes seems pretty good as well, over 10.5 points. It's there's a ton of stuff out there that looks pretty good. And I only have 5 sportsbooks available, right? I only have 5 sportsbooks. I'm max limited on basically all of them. And I'm still freaking, $75 richer in EV here. In max limited on FanDuel and 3 others. So you can definitely make money sports betting. Just follow the data, follow the math, and I think I'll call it a day here. I already bet on this earlier, so that's pretty cool. You can see lines continue to rip towards the Hawks. The Suns were minus 220. I've seen them come down to minus 180, minus 160. I'm not sure if Booker's out or something, but don't know. Trust the data. So that's all I got. I think I'll call it a day. So have a great rest of your day.